Сейчас попробуем звук сделать. Одну секундочку.
Sometimes we play different roles in it. Sometimes we prefer to do the victim role, but it's not good. It's better to be the king. Alright. Okay, and I don't know. You start?
I start?
Okay. Look first.
Yes. Well, I want to talk about winter, okay, and the seasons of nature. Well, you have to understand that the seasons of nature reflect how we should be authentic with ourselves in a certain way. Because, like in summertime, there's a time to be active, and there's a time to give and to dedicate our mission to other people. And, this is the paradigm that all spiritual healers should understand, okay? There's even a time to take care of ourselves and to, what can I say, hibernate into our sacred space, into our heart, and regenerate our energies and put ourselves back into our authentic power to constantly give it in the most authentic of ways to other people. We've been taught in society that sacrificing ourselves for others is a virtue, okay? But in reality, the sense of sacrifice doesn't make us feel quite good with ourselves, okay? Because if we want to truly give to the others, we have to feel good within ourselves and have that necessary energy to give in a joyful way, okay? And not to give, what can I say, our time away, because time is life, and permitting people to take us for granted in the end, okay? While we keep giving, and we're giving our time away. And time, of course, is the most precious resource in this world, because, of course, it is our life. So we have to understand how to manage ourselves in wisdom, with a certain good common sense. And that means that we are, yes, spirit and soul, but we are even spirit and soul living a human experience. And to make the best out of our authentic selves and to permit this authentic selves of ours to really irradiate with joy and energy and that sense of wellness of giving to the others, we have to even understand that we are even human beings and we have to take care of ourselves on our human existence. So we have to understand that there is a time to give and there is a time to take care of ourselves. And when that moment arrives, the ego of the others always want. The ego always wants a yes for a reply. I need you because I'm feeling energetically low, it's an emergency, and you finished at 6 o'clock and you've got your schedule full, and okay, only in 3 weeks' time I can see you, but I need you now or tomorrow. We have to be what we teach. We must be congruent to ourselves, to take care of ourselves. And this is what spirituality is all about, because it's not the healer saying, yes, come over when he's very tired, to sacrifice himself, and he's not really helping, but he's giving his tiredness to that person, he's giving his malcontent to that person. He's not honest, he's not sincere with himself. And giving this type of energy means feeding the ego of the person. And not helping the person. People should learn to be responsible for themselves. But when the person receives a no for a reply, the ego may overreact, but you don't care for me anymore. But you should learn to take care of yourself as well. Learn to be responsible of yourself, because people should learn to be healers of themselves. They should learn to walk with their legs. And men should learn to pull up up their trousers, metaphorically, and women should learn to, what can I say, tighten their skirts, okay, in a certain way. It's a metaphor, okay? When we learn to be responsible of ourselves, then we start to understand how we can give the very best of ourselves, because we are starting to tap into the most important lesson of life, which is what our soul tells us through the beautiful, infinite energy of the spirit. Okay? And many people say, how can I connect myself to my higher self? How can I connect myself to this state of being? Simple. Don't be frightened to be totally honest with yourself. Learn to understand what you should expect from yourself. Channeling isn't, what can I say, doing years and years of meditation to connect yourself to the galactic starship of, what can I say, Ashtar Shiran, for example, okay? Channeling means being totally honest with yourself. You are listening to the universe from within, which is the universe that goes beyond and all around, that creates, consequently, in accordance to your authentic dialogue with the universe within, which reflects itself like a hologram. We are creators of our reality. We are creators of our destiny. And we are all invited to understand this paradigm. Understand or not understand, it's our choice, okay? And what can I say? The biggest challenge to truly understand this paradigm and to apply it in everyday life is the family, friends, relatives, work colleagues, the boss, because society is mainly based upon people that expect from other people, and people that live the role of victims because they live according to the expectations of the butchers. Okay? And that's the ego that takes everything for granted from those people who are good-hearted, that don't understand how to manage their generous heart in an intelligent way, good common sense, wisdom. So when there is a time to give, because we feel ready, we decide, because our time is ours. This is the key to master our destiny, to understand that we are creators, to teach people to be co-creators as well. That means people should learn to understand that it's right to accept a no for a reply as well. We all need to learn to be deluded in life. I need to receive a delusion. You all need to receive a delusion to understand what it truly means to honor yourself. That means like a mirror, the soul of the other person mirroring the lesson of life to make you understand how it's important to understand life and to honor life. So you're starting to understand yourself, to feel your inner need being sent. You are truly being authentic, and that means that you are in that momentum, you are creating the authentic vibrational frequency of the soul enlightened by the spirit that puts you into a condition to attract what you truly need in your life. And that means freeing yourself from all the illusions of the past, cutting the old heavy branches of your own personal tree of life. Those heavy branches bends your tree of life in time, and it doesn't grow. It's you. It's your personal growth. And you know, this tree of life must reach up to the stars, perfectly connected to the ground, and that means being congruent with ourselves. When we feel tired, we are tired. Rest. When we feel energetic and joyful, okay, we can open ourselves out towards the collectivity, to be a fundamental lesson of life, to invite this society to be a co-creative collectivity and not an egoical-based collectivity, where individualism is, how can I say, the paradigm of this society. The world is changing right now. And we are starting to break through this matrix, okay? Because people are invited to understand that we are all souls and spirits walking a human experience through time and space. And time and space is an illusion, it's a hologram. It's all here, and it projects outwards. Stephen Hawking even concluded the same thing. In the end of his conclusions, while he was studying the black holes, for example, and the mystery of the cosmos through gravity and black holes, he said that creation occurs within here and here. And this makes us the masters of our destiny, the masters of creation. This was his final conclusion. So if a man like Stephen Hawking arrives up to this conclusion, it really makes us truly think that us as spiritual, holistic operators or not, yes, what we have always felt from within is true. But we are invited to apply it now in a practical way in life, okay? I don't know why I wanted to share this thing, but I believe that it was good to share it because I believe that people here needed to listen to this, okay?
Yeah.
Because when I do my presentations, when we do our presentations, we don't have a program. We don't decide what to say or not what to say. We don't study a piece of paper behind with a program. Oh, at this time you say this, and then now you say that, and you talk about this. We just openly share. And this is training. We are all capable of doing this. It's just a question of total trust in the end of what you feel from within to share out. And this is heart to heart, soul to soul, okay? This is what it's all about. No public speaking lessons, just heart to heart, soul to soul, and words said in the most simplest and humblest of ways, of course, okay? Yes? You have anything to say, Mike?
No, I completely agree with you on this.
Okay.
And I want to say that this afternoon will be not only an honor, but will be a common experience, okay? Because I am convinced that nothing happens for kids. And if we decide to meet each other today is for do something important together. Because we are not separate. We are, yes, a lot of power, but definitely we are complete. I'm convinced that our soul decided before this, because we have an important common mission together. We have two important missions in life. The first one is learn. So we are here to grow, to permit our soul to grow with this beautiful journey, this beautiful experience of this life. And the other one is a common mission, is to add grow with our own experience. I like in all the worship, in all the meetings that we do, I like to remind of this beautiful phrase of Mahatma Gandhi. I imagine that all of you or some of you know it, that is be the example that you want to see in the world. And it's true, because we are here for change the world. But the first step is change ourselves. And after we can be the example for you. Because all starts from here, from ourselves. The reality that we live, and that for the majority part of the time we are focused, is the reality that we have inside of us. The world outside is the world inside. And if we start to know this world, to discover this world, to discover us, we can change all around us. And if I change, Gian change, you change, and a lot of people change. And we have the other people to change. We can be the difference. You will think. You think that I'm a dreamer. Yes, it's true. I'm a dreamer. Because the life doesn't exist without dreamers. And I convince. I believe it on myself. I trust that this world change in the best way. And not in the future, but now we can live in a beautiful place surrounded of love and peace. and don't hear all the bad things that hear, but only good things. People that sustain and help each other. No difference, because we are the same. And yes, the first step is work to ourselves. Before to pass to the more practical experience of this day, because I told you that we would like that everyone of you come back to our home with something, okay? With a gift. Not the gift from Gian and Manuela, but the gift from them, our angel, our guide, the spirit world, universe, because we are not alone. We are energy, but there's a lot of different type of energy around us. A beautiful energy that, if we want, they can sustain. I like to see that if we open the door of our heart and permit to the angel and to the spirit world, to this light being to come in our life, all change. And it's true. It's true. Because I lived this before. This is my experience. The things that we will say to you are not a fantasy or book that we read. It's our own experience. When we touch with the hand things. And at this proposal, I would like to share two important things that happened in my life that need to change and to be here now. The first one was a few years ago in 2005. And the first time that we was in Australia. Because since I was a kid, I have in my heart one big desire to visit the place. I don't know if is that in you, in your life, that have one place that called you. What's happened? Who has? No, not Australia. No, different place. Yeah, that tell you, come. And this is the things that I prove from this place. And after a few years, I can realize this street in 2005. And the first goal was holiday. Okay, holiday, relax, beautiful beach, beautiful land, but wasn't only this. It's something more deeper, because I discovered that in Australia I had been married. And 2 years ago, I met my family. Yes, because I like to say that I'm very lucky, because I don't have only one family, the family that birthed, but I have two families. I have one spiritual family. And the spiritual family has Aboriginal. And yes, it's like the book, famous book, happened something similar on that happened in the family books.
They call them two parts.
I don't remember. But after the first time that I went in Australia, Giancarlo played the didgeridoo, bought a didgeridoo. Do you know what is a didgeridoo? It's a sacred instrument that you play after.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Now he's stuck, he's doing it.
No, because there's logistical things. Today is Sunday. Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
You are the boss. No, I am not.
Okay. And after you can prove this magical vibration that changed our life. And he bought this didgeridoo. When we come back in Italy, in that time we live in Italy, he played, and I have a vision. I seen one Aboriginal man, one old Aboriginal man, with the body paint of brown color, that told me one name. And that name was Aikiru. Aikiru. And the first time I thought, is a good goddess, is a tribe. And we search, we search on the internet and Google. But something inside my heart called call me and tell me, come back to Australia, come back to Australia, come back to Australia. And after 2 years, after a lot of difficult job, after a lot of things, I can realize my dream. And we start. We don't know where we go. We don't have a place. We rent a little camper. Do you remember the Volkswagen, the camper of the hippie? And it was like hippie. And we go in the east part of Australia, and it was a magical journey because we met people, we met signs that bring us in a special place. And the special place is called Kurenda. Is a village in the rainforest, beautiful in the north, in the tropical Queensland, in the tropical Australia. And the Aboriginal people say that in that place there's a big crystal under the ground.
Well, the whole entire mountain is a crystal.
Wow.
All of it.
Imagine the energy there.
Yeah, when
Wow.
you come there. Wow.
Floating energy.
Going up that mountain, and you're feeling that all the heaviness and all the issues are abandoning you, like sand coming out of your back. Okay, you're becoming lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter, and you're just floating while you're driving, and you're arriving in this place, and you step out of the hippie van, and you're floating in the air while walking. You're thinking, what have they pumped in the air? No, I'm not smelling anything suspicious, but this energy. This sensation of peace, and then you meet people, they look at you, hello brother, oh hello, ah yes, I guess that I already know you. Yes, there's that strange feeling, because it's the place, it's the crossroads of the souls, where souls meet each other again from past lives. And Kuranda is a perfect example. There are special places around the world that are converging points, okay, where souls recognize each other from past lives. So it is an authentic crossroads of the soul. You can meet a person that you've never seen in this life, and you look at his eyes, he stares at you, and you just embrace each other, and it's as if that you are friends for such a lifetime, forever. And this is what happens in this place.
Yeah, in that place we met our sister, an original spiritual sister, that she brings to her house. She presents father, and it was a very, very, very amazing encounter, because when I met that man, that is not the classical Aboriginal that you see in television, that you see in the book, little big man. Oh, something happened to me, and I start to cry. I don't know if ever something like this in your life, that you see one person that you never met, and wow, the eyes of the bridge between two souls. And it's happened to me, and he is very, very sensitive person. He read us from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. I remember that he described in all detail a past life of Giancarlo in medieval age, an Aboriginal man. He didn't breathe. And after he brings us in a beautiful place, in a magical place, a special place, that is a mountain, a sacred mountain, called Narabulga. And inside this mountain there's the spirit of the big eagle. Because the Aboriginal people live in two parallel dimensions. This dimension, human dimension, and the dream dimension. They can move, like this. And in the dream time, there's the energy of the ancestors, was this powerful, but are very, very, very powerful. When I was in that place, it was the most big emotion in my life, because I felt my root. I start to cry again, and I can't stop. I don't know why. It's not easy to me describe now what's happened, but something very deep. And that big man came to me and hugged me and told me, "Welcome, daughter. I confess you that was something that changed completely my life. Because in that big farm, I felt the warmth in the heart of a heart. And my father, my human father, is passed away last year, and now he is with me in the spirit world. And my Aboriginal father is still alive, and he continues to sustain it with me, even now. And this is the first important step of my life. And after this experience, I was coming back to Italy, but my big desire was to come back to my family. And pass more time here, that we can realize that goal. But I remember that when I was come to Italy, I felt like an alien. Because I don't recognize the reality that since 1 month before was my reality. I discovered gifts inside of me. I remember that something was activating me. I met the person and I can read them like a book, like my father. And I was very, very scared because I don't know what's happening. I thought I beginning to be crazy.
She used to say everything to people.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh my God.
And a lot of people disappeared in my life. I was shocked because I felt alone. I felt only my own. I say inside me, what is wrong with me?
She said everything to me as well. I'm still here though.
And after I understood that was nothing wrong inside me, but that people aren't ready to hear the truth. But after people come in my life, after people that help me to understand, to grow, I was very, very great. And the second step was a little bit more sad because it was the sickness. In the 2011, I was very sick. I have been one bed for a child that gave me a lot of pain. I can lay to my bed for 3 months with a lot of very, very, very bad pain because the doctor told me that I can't eat completely. It was a genetic form of God. But I don't lose my trust, and I don't lose the confidence, the trust in the angel, in the guides, and they help me a lot. And I'm grateful for them because if I now completely feel this, they help. And I understood one important lessons that I would like to share with you, that for healing, but not only for healing for the pain of the body, but for healing for all the pain. There's pain of soul, pain of mind. It's important work in all aspects of ourselves, because we are not only body, we are energy, we are emotion, and emotion are very, 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 they play a very important role in our life. Everything we do is the consequence of our emotion, in the good way and in the bad way. And I started to work on them, to work in my energetical field, and to take care of my body. I choose to take care with not the traditional medicine, but the holistic medicine. But this is my choice. Every one of us has a choice. It's up to you. You know? Because I believe that don't exist only one truth. But the truth is inside of us, of every one of us. And we should respect the truth here. Yeah? And this is simply my experience. And it was in this case that Gian channeling this very, very, very powerful technique that they would like to share with you, we would like to show to you. And this is the page.
Yes. And I can clearly say that, according to the story of Manuela, we're not telling people not to take medicines, of course, because we don't want to go against Big Pharma or against the doctors, of course. But we're here to launch a precise and very clear message, okay? Going to the hospital is like taking your car to the mechanic. It's the same thing. You're taking your body to the hospital and the doctor's the mechanic. And the doctor only recognizes your broken down body, like the mechanic recognizes a broken down car. But he doesn't understand that through this body, there's something talking. There's a mind, there's a soul, there's a spirit. This body breathes. There's conscious. We are consciousness. We are feelings. We are emotions. Okay. And this is what many doctors don't understand. And they just say, okay, for example, they've diagnosed a cancer, and you have, and they just put it out like this. You have 3 months of life left to live, and now we have to give you chemo and medicines and stuff like that. But they just, what can I say? They already according to their perspective, they just see like a broken down body, and they're already condemning you to death because they see a broken down body. But we are soul, we are feelings, and we can demonstrate that we are miracle makers. And it's our role to demonstrate to this type of scientific, stone cold point of view, where we are treated like machines rather than human beings, that we are miracle makers, and we are human beings capable of irradiating the energy of our soul or our spirit, which is the power of love. But we have to learn to firstly love and accept ourselves for the way we are. We should believe in ourselves, believe in that fundamental divine reality, instead of permitting the external environment to overpower our mind, that then cultivates our ego based on fear, where we believe in everything that is thrown at us from the external. While we have to realize that in ourselves there are all the energetical particles of the universe. There is the universe. We are the universe that reproduces itself over and over again, from the infinitely great to the infinitely small. We are the infinite that confines itself in infinite spaces over and over again. But instead of staying focused on the illusion of time and space that confines us as the infinite over and over again in this paradigm of infinite spaces, why can't we learn to tap into what is between the spaces? Our infinite self. That I like to define, it's my personal way of putting it, as the divine singularity. Okay? Because we are indeed a divine singularity, encased in infinite spaces over and over again, from the macro to the microcosm, from the macro to our human scale of existence. And it's up to us, in total belief in this concept of us being the infinite, confining infinite spaces, to tap into our infinite self, that infinite energy of the vacuum, break down the matrix of time and space, and transcend in our authentic self to manifest what is truly meant to be, what is truly meant to be intended in relation to what we truly need from within. And it's all a question of being authentic with ourselves, being honest with ourselves. When people talk to me and say, how do you channel? Can you teach me to channel? Well, you're already channeling. Why? Because you're breathing. Your life is, you're living your life. This is channeling. But you just have to learn to listen to yourself in the most subtle of ways. Learn to listen to the universe that speaks mainly from within. Okay? This divine spark of creation that I like to call the divine singularity. And AQH is a method that puts us into the condition to tap into this energy. Well, it's very difficult to describe the modality in such a little amount of time, of course, because we have only 1 hour left now, okay? Because, you know, you need time to explain certain modalities, because Angelic Quantum Healing is based upon a combination of science and spirituality. And it is a method that I truly hope that will end hospitals one day, because it is a breakthrough to invite doctors only stuck in the scientific perspective, where they see life in such, what can I say, in such an analytical way. Well, this method invites people to have the wider vision, to think out of the box, to enter the deepest of mysteries of life, which is within, and to believe it and to irradiate that authentic part. And this is AQH. Now, it's been taught in Australia, it's been taught in Dubai, we've taught first level in New York, and now we've taught the 2 levels in Davenport, and now we are here in Chicago, ready to teach the first level. And the first level is already a very powerful instrument. It is a new method, a new approach in the holistical vision that, what can I say, is perfectly applicable towards the society of today, because the world is changing, the vibrational frequencies are raising, and we are living more and more in a demanding society. But this demanding society is based upon the ego that should be invited to be dismantled, okay? But dismantling the ego, well, it's a lifetime really, because the ego will always accompany us until the very last breath of our lives, okay? But it's a question of mastering the ego, to not permit the ego to overpower our mind in a way to disconnect the mind from the heart. But when I'm talking about the heart, I'm not talking about the heart that we always knew it to be, like the lower heart chakra. But I'm talking about the higher heart chakra, okay? This chakra that has not been mentioned so much in the antique ages, because we mostly know the 7 main chakras, okay? But now there is the higher heart chakra. This chakra that is never affected by life. This chakra that is never blocked. This chakra that is never, what can I say, this chakra which constantly and infinitely irradiates. And this is the divine spark that we have within each one of us. And this is the divine cosmic heart of creation. It is the heart of the soul, and the soul is creation. And AQH permits us to understand the mystery of this higher heart chakra, which I like to call the divinity core, or the divine tesseract of life, which is the holographical and geometrical structure of time and space in its multidimensional nature, encased here, which is our soul, that then encases the divine spark, the divine singularity, that beautiful light in its very center, okay? AQH teaches the mystery of this perspective. It is, what can I say, a modern metaphysical approach to life. And it permits us to become energy operators on a higher level. It's not a question of Reiki, it's not a question of theta healing, it's not a question of bars, because I've had Reiki masters, bars practitioners, and theta healers, and even people that do massage come into my classes. But it's a question of the world that is changing. We are invited to break through our old paradigm and to accept new astral technologies arriving from higher dimensions, where our spiritual guides from the higher dimensions are willing to upgrade us. It's an activation, okay? To reawaken what has always been, what is and what will forever be. Our authentic self, our multidimensional self, okay? Irradiated by the divine singularity called the spirit, God, goddess, magnitude. Allah, okay? Anything. The energy of the infinite vacuum, for example, like Nassim Haramein likes to call it. That we're tapping into our authentic self, into our highest self, and we're learning to refine it and to transcend it and to manifest it into an intent through gravitational waves. Okay? And this is the process. We are mastering the gravitational waves to transcend this authentic self for us, where gravitational waves means multidimensionality, means, what can I say, the divine tesseract of life, means time and space, okay, the soul. And what can I say? I've been seeing people attaining really great, amazing, and fast results because the results are immediate. Bang! Straight away. And not only, and for the practitioner, it's not just a question of giving away energy, but it's a constant receiving, receiving and giving, receiving and giving, receiving and giving. The practitioner, through this method, becomes a portal. Because now, we are in times where we have to recognize ourselves as multidimensional portals of infinite possibilities that permits this beautiful, infinite energy of love to transcend constantly like a flow. So it's amazing because when you do AQH on a person, it's not only a beautiful experience for the person, because the person isn't taking away your energy. It's a beautiful and empowering experience even for the AQH practitioner that can go forward for hours and hours and hours in this modality because, bang, you're a portal. You are just open and you are you're a constant flow of receiving and giving over and over again from your infinite self to your human scale of existence, and you're making this energy flow. And this is the good thing about AQH. So you can even finish at midnight, but you're okay. It's not that after one session, no one takes away your energy in this case. And this is the great difference. Because in these times, we have to understand that we don't have to search for portals around the world like Stonehenge to feel that great connection. Our vibrations are higher now, and we are all each living portals. And the higher heart chakra is the gateway, is the multidimensional hub. It's the highest way to understand our subconscious mind. Okay? And this is the good news. So, what does this mean? AQH puts us into a constant state of channeling. So we are in our authentic self. Okay, it opens up the channels of the practitioner. The practitioner, boom, suddenly discovers that he has psychic or she has psychic capabilities, and the clairvoyance starts to develop. And the practitioner starts to feel and see what comes out from the receiver, and that's the energy of the divine singularity working on the person, making the practitioner understand what is being quickly unblocked. Okay, and there are 4 different modalities, 4 different levels. The first level is what I have been describing in very poor words, okay, because it's not easy to describe. We really have to try it and to learn it. There are not human words to describe this beautiful gift that is arriving from, what can I say, the Archangel Metatron, because this is a method that arrives from the Metatron energy, okay? We are basically tapping into our multidimensional self, which is the Metatron energy, the Metatron field. The field that is conveying the earth from its old paradigm to the new paradigm. And it's the energy of the seraphims, the direct energy towards the source, okay? And the second level consists of further refining this energy to understand the infinite vibrational frequencies of the cosmos, known as archangelical vibrations, okay? Or archetypical vibrations as access keys to enter and to tap into these energies that are related to specific issues. So it becomes even more chirurgical, where I've decided to apply kinesiology in the second level, okay? So interrogate the subconscious mind to discover, okay, you have stress, and what's the related energy to tap into AQH? The energy of Michael, okay, for example. And then suddenly, beyond conveying the primal energies from the first level, which is the Metatron, Christical, and Magdalenical energy, okay, the feminine and the masculine of the cosmos, there is even the blue energy of Michael coming in as well, for example, okay? And the third level, yes, we are starting to discover the mystery of the holographical paradigm of existence, because AQH is based on the holographical paradigm of existence. We are hologram, time and space hologram, multidimensionality. And the third level permits you to, what can I say, transmute your state of consciousness from the human scale into the microcosmical scale. And you're like a microcosmical Merkaba, projecting yourself inside the person, seeing all the organs, the holographical structure of the astral body, seeing the issues as dark areas, and seeing from the dark areas the origins of those issues like past lives, for example, and inner traumas since the childhood, and the information is very precise, and then spreading out the light, and seeing the darkness just disappear. And stepping out of the person again and going back into yourself from the third eye and expanding inflating yourself again inside yourself, okay? And this is the third level. And by the way, the second level even permits you to use AQH to even do holographical alignments of the vertebrae. Has anyone of you heard about the divine alignment? Okay. Well, the second level permits you to straighten up the vertebrae as well. And you can even see the feet of people moving, the hips straightening up. It's amazing because even this method, the holographical alignment of the vertebrae amplifies our connection between the sky and the ground because we're like antennas. Okay? And we have taken photographs before and after, and you can see people becoming even taller as well and becoming more conscientious of themselves. And now the fourth level, oh my God, this is really intricate and really difficult to explain. On the fourth level gives us a glance how we are going to work further in the future as highly advanced galactic beings. It's the way the galactic beings already work, okay? The fourth level permits us to manifest the higher, the more advanced version of the tesseract of life, which we can call the Merkaba, into a Merkaba, which is the dodecahedron. That becomes like some sort of multidimensional sacred space of healing, in which we call upon our guides. 12 guides usually arrive, okay, in relation to the vibrational frequency of the person. And we have the person inside the space, and from there you can have the capability to divide the different layers of the person, divide the soul from the body and divide the astral body from the soul, and work on emotional, spiritual, and physical level. Discovering a new vision of chakras, okay, because even the modality of working on chakras changed in this case. And it was a method that I kept to myself for so many years, that I used to use only in extreme cases, okay, that my guides taught me. I used to remove implants from this method, okay, but now, these times, implants are becoming more and more rare and difficult to find. But it is a highly complete, energizing, and activating method for the person, okay? And this is the fourth method. Method, okay, the fourth level. And in this modality, you can even project yourself from one parallel dimension to another parallel dimension. Project yourself to the place where the person is sleeping, for example, and bring the astral and soul inside the vehicle and work on the person and put the person back into bed again and go away. Boom. This describes many things. But we are working as light beings. We are working in a positive way using this method, okay? And yes, these are the 4 methods, okay? And I can say that the weekend is starting next week. Okay, it's 2 days of learning to learn the first method. And it is 2 days of profound spiritual inner cleansing, letting go, and reawakening. Because to become an AQH practitioner, it's not just, I'm going to teach you the method and do. We have to work profoundly on ourselves. And we're going to go through a process called karma burning, active and passive and active karma burning. And we're going to work with the energy of Metatron to provoke the karma burning process, because we are permitted now to let go. We have to understand the mystery of non-attachment and simply let go without questioning the past. And the past should be just seen as old photographs, taken away from the subconscious mind without questioning and thrown in the ultraviolet flame of Metatron, and just dissolved to light. And the karma burning process permits us to work that way. So it's not a question of doing long past life regressions anymore in steel brown ways to find out that your father in the past was the butler that poisoned you, okay? But after long research and being a private investigator, that it's a question of sitting in the energy of Metatron, in his divine tesseract, seeing that cube spin and generating this ultraviolet flame and breathing it and seeing all the past lives coming and going in such a rapid way, because we've had so many past lives. And once this process has been activated, it remains, because it's a chain reaction that constantly goes and goes. And this is the passive version, while the active version is breathing the ultraviolet flame through a method called Vipassana breathing. It's tough, but it really cleans you out. Bang, okay? And then we're going to go through activations. hiring the ultra-magnetical field of our soul, which is called the Torah field. We're going to activate it onto the Christ and magnetical consciousness, which is the 6th dimensional paradigm of existence, okay, into the gold and silver spectrum through the ultraviolet. And we're going to feel this energy all around, which then will permit you to see your divine spark within the divine singularity and the divine tesseract of life, and activate it and permit you to attract your infinitely self from the infinite grade to your human scale of existence through the effect of gravity. People may even feel the pull, okay, because it's a singularity. Then the energy just builds up. It's like having that momentum before time and space, before the Big Bang. And bang, the energy spreads out through all the light vessels of the astral body. You're building it in your hands, and then it conveys towards the central point, and you're recreating that same conditioning between your hands as a very powerful instrument. And then it goes where it has to go on the person. And sucks away everything and transforms and irradiates, healing and activating light. And it makes us understand as well that it's not a question of healing anymore, that it's a question of reawakening. Because until we are convinced that we need healing, we are convincing ourselves that we are ill. And if we convince ourselves that we are ill because we need healing, we're playing the subtle game of the ego. We don't believe in our potential of being perfect, infinite beings of light without boundaries of infinite possibilities. So AQH invites us to see ourselves in this perspective. So it's an occasion, it's a chance. Okay. Any questions?
So, can you share any results of healings that have occurred on people?
Yes, there are different results. Like, we know a child in Iowa, and she suffered. Let's say that when we first met her, she had a form of leukemia. Okay, and I gave her the first session, and after such a little amount of time, she was already going back to school, feeling well. Of course, according to the law here, and it's a global law according to what can I say, the medical laws. She is obliged to do the chemo, of course, okay, but this method is sustaining her, and now she's capable of having a normal life. And now she's reaching the end of the cycle she's reaching the end of the cycle of the chemo. And she's just like she's gone back to becoming a normal child. So it helps, it sustains. I'm not saying that we should remove medicine, but it sustains even the scientific approach to accelerate the placebo effect on physical level. Understand? Because it puts us back on conscious level into a state of being the healers of ourselves. Okay, and it doesn't only help us physically, but it even provokes life-changing experiences as well, because it changes the vibrational frequencies of souls. It changes the vibrational frequencies of the subconscious minds of people. And they start to change attitude. They start to attract new things in their lives. And changes start to occur around them, because it's all a question of how to change the electromagnetic frequency of people. To higher that electromagnetic frequency, because it's all a question of electromagnetism in the end. This is the creative power of the soul, and we can master it through our awareness of being pure spirit in the end. It's a question of total belief.
Even the boy in Melbourne, Australia, has the.
Oh yes, in Melbourne, in Australia, I had an autistic kid coming to my sessions, and now he's just winning awards for exemplary behavior. And when he came, he couldn't control himself. He was just there, moving on his seat. No control, too much energy, because when you see autistic children, they are so charged with so much energy at the initial phase of their lives that they can't even control the movements of their bodies, and they can't focus until they start to grow up, and then that energetical state of being starts to harmonize itself. But what can I say? After a few sessions, he was going to school and he was winning awards for great behavior. And after the second session, he was just coming back. He was walking straight. And of course, I was giving homeworks even to the father to help him to synchronize his brain, because it's a question of neurosynchronization as well. When we were talking about autistic kids, through geometrical patterns and expand. So what can I say? It works. Usually before teaching a method, even if we channel it, I have that scientific approach as well. We like to experiment it on ourselves, on our coaches, on what can I say, our coaches as well, our collaborators, because we run what can I say, a holistic academy for spiritual counselors as well. So we experiment as well, we experiment, and when we see the results, bang, okay, it's time to teach it. So it's a question of just accepting this as a gift in the end, and taking it all the way you feel best for you, okay? And it's good for animals as well. It's animals, yeah, it's great for animals, and what can I say? And even distant healings, because when you manifest this conditioning into your hands, okay, you can start to imagine the person that needs this energy in the divine singularity. But imagining the person not ill, but in the happiest condition. Imagining the person in his or her perfect template. Okay, because this is the paradigm of the paradox of many healers. They remember the person that is still healed, they feel pity for the person, and they send the energy, hoping like some sort of miracle, like Lazarus, for example. Okay, but we have to see the soul of the person, talk to the soul of the person, and show what the soul is showing us. And the person perfectly healthy, perfect, as if we have never ever knew this person in our lives, and we just know this person is a perfectly healthy person. And we can even put the DNA inside the person as well. And we can even program ourselves too as well. And then once this process is done, we just send it out to the cosmos, and it's like a bright star that shines its light on the person, like a very powerful healing energy and blessing. And people feel well. And even group healings are amazing as well. In the first level, look at a really beautiful experiment on group level as well. How to understand how, as a group, we can remote view people sending this energy out as well, because we have the capability even to remote view through this modality in a very fast and precise way. And it's not a question of the classical remote viewing where you have to put down hundreds and thousands of pages to have just one result, putting, okay, red, I see a dot and this. No, this is the old way. But through this method, you can see in a very detailed way, in a more integral way, what's going on. Usually, when we do this, the group healing experiment, we tell a person if she knows someone else that needs healing, okay? And she telephones the person saying, at this time we're going to do it, okay? So relax yourself. Last time we did on a person, the person didn't have time to come home, and she was driving the car, and she started to feel the energy arriving, and her head was starting to turn, so she had to park the car aside, and she was kind of KO. Okay, and the energy was arriving. Thank goodness for that. She put the car aside. But then we started to see the person in a very happy situation, receiving this beautiful energy, and we started to remote view, and information started to arrive. And when that information arrives, this is the divine energy that is making us understand that all these issues are being unblocked. And thereafter, the method is over. We send out this energy wherever it's needed, because we always have to send out this energy wherever we feel it's needed, of course. We write down what was captured from our sensations, okay, what we saw. Telephone the person, how do you feel? What did you do to me? Okay, because they feel the energy. Okay, well, we felt this, and we saw this, and that. Wow, it's all so precise. Okay, and this makes us understand how it's a very powerful group healing modality as well. And we're going to learn it as well in the first level. Okay? Yes. Any other questions?
Yeah, do you learn distant healing in the first level?
Yes. You're already capable of doing distant healing on the first level. Yes. Okay.
Great.
And yes. And that's all about AQH now. Okay. And Now I'd like to do something practical, okay, because I've been talking blah, 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 and I'd like to do something practical. Instead of doing a practical demonstration, okay, of someone who comes here and I send that energy, I would like to do a very basic step of AQH, okay? Because in AQH, in the workshop, there's a sacred geometrical part that has to be applied, that amplifies the effect. Why don't we partially experiment how it works on ourselves, okay? And how? AQH is based on how to polarize the divine light of the spirit, okay? The divine singularity. And what does polarization means? The divine singularity of the spirit polarizes itself through the electromagnetic field of the soul. And this is transcendence in scientific terms. And through polarization, the spirit, through the electromagnetic field of the soul, polarizing itself, creates time and space and creates life the way we know it to be. So it's a question of connecting ourselves to the positive polarity of the electromagnetic field of creation to attract our divine infinite self from its infinitely great, from cosmic scale to our human scale of existence. From upwards, from our crown chakra downwards to our higher heart chakra, where it mirrors itself within, and from downwards, the negative polarity, the feminine energy that comes upwards through our spinal cord and conveys to the point here, to our higher heart chakra, the divine tesseract of life, to itself here on human scale of existence. And you feel this energy building up, building up, building up, building up. It's a constant. And then once we feel that this energy is ready to be unleashed, you can see this beautiful golden, you can see this beautiful bright white golden and silver light spreading out through the arms, through the light vessels of the astral body, because the astral body is very similar to the physical body. It has light vessels, okay? Instead of blood vessels, this energy just flows. And you can start to feel the energy in the palm of the hands, heat, freshness, tingling, electricity, electrostatical energy. It can occur. Some people may even have their hair going like this. It can happen as well. And this energy starts to convey through gravitational waves into a central point of in between our hands. So we have to keep our hands like this. And this divine singularity reproduces itself as a beautiful bright white golden and silver star. And you have this energy there. You're holding the momentum before time and space. That momentum of eternity before the Big Bang. That can be anything, anything. And just play with this energy, okay? And then ask yourself, what do you want from yourself? Because you are asking your authentic self. That you are mirroring between your hands, what do you want from yourself? You can even put your DNA in there and project your ideal life, how you want to see yourself. There is no limits. And put your emotions into it. Gratitude, okay? Or you can just simply send out positive words in a constant state of gratitude, like love, peace, high self-esteem, love, peace, high self-esteem, if you're suffering from self-esteem. And then let the energy flow and go with you. And it goes wherever it has to go. And breathe. And while you're breathing, this energy is breathing with you. So when you breathe, the energy expands. And when you breathe out, it contracts and irradiates life. And when you breathe in, it expands and takes away all what is needed to be taken away. When you breathe out, it expands and irradiates, transforms, okay? And it goes where it has to go. And when you feel that the process is over, take it back in front of your hands. Think about someone or a circumstance that needs this energy and how. Think positively about the person. The person is perfect, in the most happiest state. Or a circumstance, let's say that an earthquake occurred in Guatemala, okay? Don't imagine Guatemala struck by an earthquake. Imagine Guatemala as a beautiful paradise for everyone happy there. And send out that energy. Because this is the quantum way of thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay? We create parallel dimensions. And we attract the energy of those parallel dimensions that becomes a highly reawakening and transformative energy for circumstances, people, animals, ourselves. thinking, okay? Any questions? Are we ready? You want to try sitting down or standing up? You can sit down or stand up as you wish, okay? Some people like to try standing up, some people like to try sitting down. It's perfect. It's all good. Okay? One thing, you have to follow my initial guidance, okay? Because why is it called trans-dimensional quantum healing? Because the practitioner should learn to put him or herself into a state of trance, this energy of his or her highest self. And the fast way to do it is not closing your eyes straight away and breathing, because when you close your eyes straight away, your brain is still active and you're still thinking. And it's harder to calm down your mind in this state. And the ego keeps playing up like a spiteful child, okay? Thinking, oh, does this thing truly work? What am I doing? Oh, I feel like an idiot and stuff like this. Or, oh, well, let's see how it works. You have to oxygenate yourself properly, okay? Oxygenate the cells of the blood, the neurons, for example. So now, just follow my initial guidance. If you're seated down or standing up, just stand up in a relaxed way or sit down in a very relaxed way. You can relax your shoulders and your arms. And it's important to put your hands into this position, okay? One hand in front of the other, okay? Remember, this is just a little taste, okay? And feel comfortable in this position. If you're sitting down, you can even relax your elbows, and the most important thing that you're comfortable with your hands in front of each other, okay? And now, with your eyes, look in front of yourselves, and just take 5 deep breaths, because 5 is the number of transcendence and creation, with your eyes open. And then after the 5th breath, you can close your eyes and relax. Very good now. Now breathe in deeply, and breathe out and relax. Relax, let yourself go into total trust. And learn to listen to each breath that you take in the awareness that your breathing is the most beautiful sound that you can ever listen to. Because it is the sound of creation that manifests from within, radiates outwards and beyond. It is a beautiful, calming, relaxing sound, like the breeze of the wind or the oceans of the wind. And let the sound of your breathing calm your mind more and more, more and more. And this is your ego falling asleep now. And your mind, which is starting to sink itself into the sacred space within your thymus, which is called the higher heart chakra. For the moment, just imagine this sacred space as the brightest star that you can ever imagine to see within your thymus, gently radiating a bright white central light, the golden and silver light going towards the external, where the golden light is the Christical energy, the positive polarity of the cosmos, and the silver light is the Magdalenical energy, the feminine polarity of the cosmos, the negative polarity. And now, start to feel this bright star in its nature as a divine singularity in your human scale of existence, as a very powerful, attractive energy that is starting to attract its own energy from its infinite self on macrocosmical level which means all the energies of the stars and the galaxies from above, where you can start to feel this energy vortexing down through your crown chakra as a bright white, golden and silver light, passing through your third eye, throat chakra down the spinal cord to convey itself in its human scale of existence. And feel this beautiful energy arriving from below in its feminine nature, vortexing upwards as a silver and bright white light, passing through your first chakra, second chakra, third and fourth, passing through the spinal cord to convey to its human scale of existence within yourself, within your human body in the thymus. And breathe and feel this energy arriving from above and from below, conveying and converging into the central point within your thymus. And feel this energy building up, the energy of the divine singularity with its bright white, golden and silver light, building up more and more within yourself. More and more, more and more. And feel the sensation of love and peace within yourself. And now, take one deep breath, breathe in and breathe out, and unleash this energy sideways. And see all this beautiful golden, silver, and bright white light from within, unleashing itself sideways through all the light vessels of your astral body, through your shoulders, through your arms. And feel this energy now building up in the very center of the palm of your hands, building up more and more, more and more. Where you may feel a sensation of heat or freshness, or some sort of breeze coming out of the palm of your hands, or even an electrostatical sensation building up more and more. This energy is conveyed through gravitational waves. It's electromagnetism. And now feel this energy starting to convey from the very palm of your hands to the central point in between your hands. And start to feel this energy building up, recreating the same condition within, which is the same condition beyond, your infinite self. Start to see this bright white, golden and silver star of creation appearing in the middle of your hands. And feel it and see it building up more and more and becoming shinier and shinier. Shinier and shinier, irradiating its beautiful golden and silver light all around your hands. And now, just play with this energy for a while. Get acquainted with this beautiful energy of unconditional love and peace, the primal energy of the source before the creation times. Move your hands around it. No need to crush it. Just be delicate and feel this energy within your hands. You are holding that eternal momentum before the creation of time and space. The seed of creation, the divine singularity. You are mirroring in between your hands your authentic self, the God and Goddess energy. Just take your time. Feel the sensation that it gives you. Get acquainted with the authentic vision of yourself, the authentic vision of life. And now, in relation to what you want to ask to yourself in the highest of ways, which is you mirroring yourself in a divine way, focus your attention towards your third eye, because your third eye is a holographical projector. And in relation to how you want to feel and see yourself, holographically project from your third eye images of yourself in the happiest situation, in your ideal life. And you can even imagine even your DNA inside that divine singularity. And put your emotions into this process, where the main emotion is gratitude. In the awareness that it has always been this way, it will forever be this way. There is no time, no space. You are breaking through the matrix of time and space. And you're in a total state of belief and faith. And once you feel ready, be aware that this energy is the divine intelligence. It's you already knowing everything about yourself. And let it guide you, let it go wherever it has to go, on your body, in your body, related to your inner issues that will automatically be unblocked, that are stopping you from reaching your desires in life, and simply being the way you desire to be, without fear. So let that divine singularity go wherever it has to go within yourself. Going through the various energetical points of your astral body, which may be blocked by your issues, where these energetical points are just being unblocked. And breathe at the same time. And watch this energy breathing with you like a breathing star of light, while passing this energy wherever it has to go. And just take your time. Enjoy this moment. This is the most important moment. It is the moment with yourself, with your divine self. Trust your feelings as well. Because once you feel that the process is over, because we'll know from this elevated state of consciousness, you can just bring the divine singularity in front of you again. And just imagine a person that needs this energy through this concept, or a circumstance, or an animal. And just get this beautiful star of creation, go up towards the cosmos amongst all the other stars and see it as the most brightest of all stars, knowing that it is shining on the person, or on the circumstance, or on the animal that needs this light. And just show your gratitude and remain in silence and observe. Honor this moment, which means honoring your highest self, the God and Goddess self. And once this process is done, it's very simple to come back into the here and now. Just take 5 deep breaths, and at your 5th breath, you can open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face, and welcome back. And just remain for an instant in silence once you're back. So honor this moment, honor this true gratitude. Because there is nothing better to honor such moments in life through silence, showing our gratitude with silence. Yes. And smile. This is a joyful moment. All these serious faces. Okay. I don't know. You can sit down once you finish. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Each one of you may have felt different sensations. Okay. Some may have felt warmth or electrostatical energy, a cool breeze. Okay. But it depends on the type of energy that arrives. If people feel a fresh or cool breeze, coolness, this is energy coming from the spirit world, okay? Well, if someone feels warmth, this is energy coming from the archangelical realm, okay? It's all positive energy in relation to what we need. If someone feels electrostatical energy and the hair is going, this is energy from the galactic realms, okay? The right beings of the galactic realms. So there are ways to recognize the types of energies that arrive, okay? And this is just the ABC of AQH, the little step that you can even experiment on other people as well, okay, and yourselves. It's a little gift to take home after this little seminar, okay? And of course, to thoroughly understand it, to amplify the effect, during this weekend, we are going to add the mystery of the divine tesseract of life to amplify the effect. So it will be an activation towards the new paradigm of existence. Okay. Anyone have any questions or want to share anything? Any feeling? Is it all okay though? Okay.
I can't wait for next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
To learn more.
I see. The other spirits contemplate as well to receive. We will ever come. Okay. Because as I said, it is a gift from them.
Yes.
It is a gift from them. We have decided to give it at a very reasonable price. Okay. To bring more and more people as possible to learn this method, okay? Because it's a reawakening method, so it's a gift. Okay?
So you're not inviting or intending to invite Holy Spirit, Jesus, the archangels in? Are you setting, should the practitioner be inviting certain energies in?
Well, the level 1 permits you to tap into the Metatron energy and the Christical and Magdalenical energy directly from the source, okay? This is what level 1 is all about. Well, level 2 gives you access eventually to the other vibrational levels, okay? Like the energy of Michael, the energy of Raphael, the energy of Ratziel, the energy of Ariel, the energy of Uriel. If you have conflicts with your inner self regarding your, what can I say, self-acceptance, for example. So that for the moment, with level 1, we're working with the primal multiversal energy, okay, which already grants a very, very nice and beautiful result, okay? But to do level 2 or to do level 3, it's the free choice of the practitioner, of course, okay? The practitioner should feel ready, of course. They're ready when they can do level 2 or level 3, okay? But level 1 is the first access. Okay.
So everyone can do it, even if it's not a healer?
Yes, anyone. Because you don't already have to be an energy healer to do this method. It is a totally new method as well. Okay. I've had people who have never ever done anything totally rational. In Dubai, for example, businessmen, okay, cooperative people coming to learn this method. And suddenly they were remote viewing. They were channeling, they were exploring their psychic capabilities for AQH. And they still didn't believe, and then the results came out. And really, you don't do this. And it's beautiful to see such results, okay? And this is the new paradigm. It's a reawakening. But what can I say? That the cosmos is calling us. It's knocking on the doors of our hearts, and we are free to respond, or we are free not to respond. It's fully up to us, okay? Yes. Well, what can I say? It's 1:30, and we have a choice now, okay? It's 2:30.
More. 20 to 3.
We started at 1,
yeah,
and it's 20 to 3. We wanted to do a psychic reading through the cards, but I guess that there's no time anymore, but I would like to give you even another dynamic instrument, okay? How to work, or let's say not, we've already worked with the thymus, how to use an instrument called switching, okay? And how to empower ourselves through this instrument. I would like to leave you an instrument that you can use at home, that you can use every morning as soon as you wake up, okay? Before starting the day, and to raise the vibrations. So the palm of our hands converges all our energetical points called nadis, okay? And when we just simply do this movement and breathe, if you can't do this movement, you can even do this, okay, for example, okay? And breathe. You can feel the energy starting to shift, okay? But why don't we use words? Because while we are working in different our nadis, we are shaking all our nadis in our astral body. And that means that we are opening our subconscious mind. And we are able to reprogram our subconscious mind through this exercise, okay? And how? Repeating 4 simple words. I am, I can, I believe, I create. I am, I can, I believe, I create. Why? I am. I'm not Gian, I'm not Fred. I am. What can I be? I am. I am practically acknowledging my divine self. I can be anything. I am my infinite self. And once you start to enter the mystery of the I am, I can. You can do anything. You're limitless. And when you believe that you can do anything, when you're in the awareness that you can do anything, I believe. You're having faith in yourself. And when you believe, you manifest. I create. And why 4 words? Because these 4 words represent the 4-dimensional forces of our universe: light, sound, time, and space. Okay? And usually when I do this exercise, I like to repeat 4 series of I am, I can, I believe, I create. And then I breathe the 5th time, because number 5, the divine breath, that unifies these forces to make the universe the way we know it to be. Okay? To create, to manifest, to make us the way we are. So, what do? Let's all stand up. Okay? Follow me exactly. And we're going to raise the hand. Okay? And this is another instrument that you can do at home as well. Okay? So, let's start. Okay? And now, let's take 5 deep breaths. I am, I can, I believe, I create. 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 Relax your hands and arms. Yes, 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 okay. Can you feel the energy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's highly empowering.
So much like
And these 4 words are the 4 primal words of creation as well. Those 4 primal words that puts us back into our authentic self in our power. They go straight to the subconscious mind through this exercise. They dismantle all the false beliefs and they change our synapses.
patterns, yes.
They change our mental patterns.
Yes.
And doing it every day for 5 minutes before starting the day, you're ready. You're a light warrior. You're ready. Bang. Okay.
Yes.
And even doing the round walk, like the Indians, for example, they repeat it. I am light and I believe I create. I am light and I believe I create. Walking clockwise. It totally empowers the method. Pointing. I am light and I believe I create. I am light and I believe I create. I am light because you're shaking even the knees under the feet as well. Okay.
Wonderful. I love it.
Well, that's all, folks.
Thank you.
You promised one thing for you. Did you do the song?
Oh,
Yes.
And he promised is
Yes.
Okay.
Do this now.
Shall I go and get it?
I can pick it.
yeah.
Okay, then. The taste of Australia, then. Okay, let's just sit down. I'll briefly explain. The didgeridoo is a traditional shaman instrument of the Aborigines of Australia, okay? And it's not called didgeridoo, but it's called Goomba in Aboriginal language.
Goomba.
Yes. And Goomba means the divine sound.
So
According to the Aborigines, the universe was created by sound. And this is what quantum physics is saying now, okay? And, you know, it's a process, really, because when we talk about light, light, in a certain way, generates a frequency, which is translated into the primal sound. The primal sound generates electromagnetism. Electromagnetism polarizes the light, and light becomes the universe, life. This is a way to put it, okay? And this is the Aboriginal way of thinking, said in quite a scientific and technical way. And it describes practically many things. And this condition, this state of being is called the dream times, okay? The good thing about the didgeridoo is that just the sound itself puts you quickly into that theta state of relaxation. And when you're in that theta state of relaxation, you journey. You're in a deep meditative state. So hearing this sound shuts down the rational mind very quickly. And the sound of the didgeridoo works on all your chakras and all your nadis as well, because you can feel the vibrations working on you. And it aligns the chakras. And it connects you as well to your divine self in a very fast way. I usually use it as a therapy instrument as well, sometimes. And I like to make people lay down on the ground. And then I play the didgeridoo on the chakras and all around the energy points. And the result is amazing. And it even puts the vertebrae right as well. It deeply works even on the DNA level.
wow.
Very powerful instrument. And of course, during ceremonies, the Aborigines plays the didgeridoo together with the chopsticks, okay? So it goes like this. Okay?
I'm waiting for the bark. No. He's looking like, what's that?
Yeah. And what can I say? The sound of the didgeridoo represents the masculine energy of the cosmos, while the clapsticks represents the feminine energy of the cosmos, because during ceremonies, the males play the didgeridoo and the females, the women play the clapsticks. Okay? And the clapsticks, in a certain way, represents even the heartbeat of the universe. Okay? Because as we have a heartbeat, even the universe, creation itself, has a heartbeat. Everything, okay? The earth, everything has a heartbeat. So, whenever you're ready, All you have to do now is just make yourself comfortable in the chair. We're going to have a 10-minute of experience. Keep your eyes open, as I said before. Okay? Take 5 deep breaths, and after 5 breaths, just close your eyes and relax. Even the sound of the cell phone helps you to relax more and more. Because it's just the sound of everyday life. It doesn't disturb. So the sound you hear from the external will help you to relax yourself more and more. Now that your eyes are closed and you are totally relaxed, in the divine space, in the sacred space of your heart, in the sacred sound of creation, sacred sound of the Guru, accompany you in the journey of the deepest mysteries of your soul, to discover yourself. Breathing deep, breathe out. Look to the awareness that it's time to come back into the healing. Feeling the room around you, feeling your body. Move your hands and your feet. Stretch out your muscles. Still keeping your eyes closed. Just take 5 deep breaths, and after 5 breaths, you can open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. And I'll welcome you all back in the hearing now in the meantime. I welcome you all back in the dream times. Let's just remain in silence. Feel the stillness in the air, a sense of peace, balance, presence of the ancestral spirits, all our fathers, all our mothers, all our ancestors, all their wisdom, the wisdom of the cosmos, of the soul. Beyond human comprehension. And yes, welcome back. Hello. Did you like it? He was looking at me.
You like it, yes.
You could have joined as well.
Oh, he's so beautiful. He's so lovely.
So if you wanted to use this kind of healing on, let's say, someone's back, you just imagine they just put your hand there and imagine their back healthy, or you visualize seeing each disc and, you know what I mean, each spine thing in line.
We should imagine as if the back was never ill. So the person in a perfect state of health. So it's not a question of seeing the back is aligned and seeing the back realigning itself. It's a question of we have never known this person. It's, you know, we have to learn to see things in the state of non-attachment. Okay, so remove the historical memory of the person that is still from our head. It's more difficult to enter this concept when we have to do with relatives or best friends, for example. It's easier when we have to do it with people that we have never known. But you know, even with relatives and best friends to help them, we should remove the historical memory of them being ill, especially in this modality, and always see them as if they have never been ill at all, as if it's the very first time that we have ever seen them in their perfect state of being.
So are you thinking, now I see you in perfect health?
Yeah, that helps, because it's a functioning wave. That helps the person distantly. Okay, we should never ever underestimate the power of the mind. Even when we have a relative that is ill, for example, we are worried, we are concerned, and then we make telephone calls telling all the other friends and relatives that this person is ill. And now we are creating an egregora, okay? A collectivity based on this type of functioning wave. And they are all worried and concerned, and they are all seeing in their mind this person that is ill. And what is this person receiving in the end? So we have to try and minimize this type of circumstance as more as we can, okay, to avoid as possible this type of functioning wave, to permit the positive mindset to work on the person and to keep the vibrational energies of the person high, because ill people are very vulnerable and they easily absorb as well. They've heard the doctor, oh no, you know, and you know, or you've got a very strong character, but you know, at the same time, we're human beings and we're vulnerable. So, you know, if we enter this type of collective consciousness, we are responsible of the way we think and of our thoughts. And there's knowing that our mind really creates.
So a lot of healers, some believe it and some don't. Some people believe a healer can pick up the bad illness out of it. Some healers say, no, you don't. What's your view on that?
I don't believe that we pick up the bad energy of other people, because when you're in the pure intent, you're practically in. You should believe that you're in your divine power. You are practically conveying the energy of the source. So there is nothing to fear really, because you are in the energy, in the sacred space of infinite love.
Well, what about empaths though that do feel pain from people and spirit?
Well, that's the phenomenon of clairsentience, feeling with your body.
Because I do that and it hurts some.
Capturing from your subconscious mind and feeling with your body. It's a gift that, what can I say, that should learn to be mastered in a certain way, because many people are empaths, they got this clairsentience, they feel with their body according to what they capture from their subconscious mind when they enter certain spaces where maybe something has occurred and has left, what can I say, this residual energy that we can call even ghost, okay? And they're capturing the pain, the sensation of that event, and they're feeling it on their body. But then the effect just goes away once they step out of that circumstance, okay? Well, I've met many people like this that weren't aware of what was going on, and they just kept on feeling ill when they went in certain places. Well, you know, what can I say? I teach people to master this state of being, really, okay? Because once you're aware that you're clairsentient and you know what energy is all about, you're not focused on the negative effects anymore. But you're into the awareness that you're able to master this circumstance, and you're more into the state of analyzing the energy in the end, of feeling but being the observer of the circumstance at the same time, because you know what it's all about. Usually these types of empaths work for police forces as well, to resolve criminal cases like cold cases, for example, where they are profilers. Because they enter a room, they feel, what's that? Feeling my back. Oh, bang, visions arrive in the end, because they clairvoyancy from what they feel, and they see that person has been stabbed in the back. Okay, and then they take note. Okay, but to get into this awareness, if you're not into this awareness, of course you start to think, oh, I'm the victim of negativities. But in this circumstance, you realize that it's a gift that you can use to help humanity. And once you start to master it, you're even capable of filtering even the side effects and not necessarily feeling the knife stab in your back anymore, for example.
It hurts.
It hurts, yes.
For dead people, it hurts.
For example, I went to study this gift, okay, and I went to study this gift in England, where I used it to study a case in a place that was in the past, in the Renascimento ages, some sort of monastery, okay, where a vicar used to live. And this vicar died of grief, of heartache, and had tremendous back pains. Because this vicar was obliged to condemn his secret love to the flames, to death, because he had to accuse him. He had to accuse her for witchcraft to justify his condition. Okay, because he fell in love with this woman. They found out, and he had to justify his position because he would have been condemned for heresy as well and killed. So he condemned her to be a witch, and through which her powers were practically controlling his mind, for example, like this. And I was just there. I started to feel a tremendous back pain, and my back was curling, and my heart was so heavy. And after I understood that was the presence of the vicar, his ghost, because ghosts are just energetical, emotional presences. The soul goes to the light. Okay, we have to understand the difference between the two things. Okay, it's just a presence, an energy, an emotional presence trapped in the electromagnetic field of the area. Nothing to fear. It's not intelligent. It's just there. It's a historical memory of an event created by an emotional state. And then I started to take note. And I had flashes, and I saw this story coming out. I took note. And the result was that. Usually, I personally use sacred geometry and the energy of Metatron to help to manage this type of gift. Because the energy of Metatron is a powerful filter that permits us to feel and to receive what is necessary to receive and keeps out what.
Yeah. You will teach us? Will you teach us that?
Yes, I can teach this. Okay. Even AQH puts us into this circumstance because through AQH we generate the ultraviolet filtering field of Metatron first before manifesting the crystal and magdalenical energy through our chloride field. And it's a filter. So especially for clairsentients, when they are activated in this level, they enter an area, but they capture what is necessary to capture to understand that they don't have to feel the backstabbing or the side effects.
Yes. At a human level, with other people, when that happens, is it okay that you send it healing? That's my first reaction. Does this sound that something has it?
Well, if you feel to send something positive, it's always okay because it's a pure intent. We have to firmly believe in our pure intent. If we feel that we are doing good, it's okay. It's a pure intent. We're channeling an intent from the source. We're irradiating our authenticity. We are sending out love. So we should never ever fear this. Okay, never ever question ourselves if we feel to do something that comes from our heart. Because there can be infinite approaches. We all have our own personal way in the end to manifest our energy and to give out love. Okay? So don't underestimate your gifts. Okay?
So if I have to work next weekend, can a person take just one day? The first day, not the second?
Well, it's necessary to take 2 days. Yes. Because the first day will be a bit of theory, and then after that we'll be going into the practical. And the first day even consists of cleansing and activations to go into the practical phase, which regards the second day really. So it's important to do the weekend.
Second one day.
But for the weekend, for the moment, I've decided I've decided I need a weekend because I would like to teach this stuff in a proper way, really. I was thinking of breaking it down into one day, but to break it down into one day, I really have to find out and to figure out how to teach it well in one day. But for the moment, we have to approach it in a calm and structured way to permit ourselves to absorb the knowledge and concept as well. Yes.
Integrate.
So that's why I've decided the weekend, because it's necessary to integrate the teachings. But anyway, if it's meant to be. But anyway, I'll be back again, if you can't. If you want to come on there, you can come in. You're free to come, but you need something to do, then you go.
I have to work. I have to do, so I can't get out of it.
Well, try to talk.
You can create anything.
They,
No, I gotta work. This is like serious.
a miracle may occur.
I have to believe that.
But anyway, I try to be as more flexible as possible, okay? Of course, the weekend costs a certain price and you can come only for one day, but it's the fact that if I keep taking people that come only for one day, it's a problem for me as well, because recuperating becomes quite...
No, and the practical thing that is, you know, the
yes.
real
But
thing.
anyway, I'll be doing a level 1 again, by the way, okay? I'll be doing a level 1 for people who haven't done it yet, to have access eventually for another level 2 as well. So I can arrange with Rita eventually, okay? Even if in level 1 only 2 or 3 people turn up, or 5, it doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter, because I can teach to 70 as I can teach to 5 people, for example, okay? Because it's the intent counts, okay?
So beautiful.
So you can have data healers and, like, I've done data, quantum touch and all that, but do you think that this helps? I mean, some people get it, but like...
Yeah, I've had Reiki masters and bars practitioners that noticed an effectual amplification of the effects of the energy healing. It's an upgrade. It's an add-on for people who are already energy healing. Yeah.
I don't do it because I just would feel tired. So I only do it on past.
Okay. Now, this method recharges you constantly.
Yeah, this sounds...
It's amazing. That's the good news. Okay. Well, if nobody has any other questions, I guess that's all, folks, for today.
Thank you.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. Brother was a pleasure and joy. And don't forget love and everyone of you. Very, very. Thank you.